Hello everyone. So in this semester, I am going to handle um, application development using Python subject to you. Okay. So this particular subject code is 18CS55. Okay. This Python is also a programming language. So you already studied three programming languages in your previous semesters. So you already studied C, C++, and Java. So just like that, you are now in this semester again you are studying a new uh, programming language called Python. Okay, so first of all, before going to discuss about Python, so we just briefly brush up about the previous programming languages what you studied. So I hope you all remember the concepts so regarding that programming languages. So first, in your first year, means in your first semester or in your second semester, you studied C programming language. Okay, so in C programming language, which are all the basics you learned. So I hope you all can remember. Okay, you studied how to declare a variable. Okay, and then how to store the data. So how to declare data types. So and then what is an operator. Okay, and then flow controls like if statement, branching statements, and as well as looping statements you already studied. And then you studied about the structures and then file management. Okay, actually you don't have file management. And then you studied about structures, right? So these are all the basic concepts what you are studied in your C programming. That same concept here also we are using, but that concepts we are using in flexible way in the sense. So whatever the complication you are maintaining, means what are the restrictions you are following while you are writing in your programming in C as well as Java, and as well as in your Java, and as well as in your C++. So here we don't have that much restrictions. Means you already know, some of you not get output in your labs if you just missed a semicolon. Okay, so if you just missed a semicolon, you are not getting outputs. Okay, that one is the restrictions. You have to end that each and every statement with semicolon. But here, that type of restrictions are not there. So why we are not using that restrictions? How they are removing that restrictions in this programming language, that we discussed in next concepts. Okay, where we go through that particular concepts. So there we can discuss. Okay, and then in your C++ and Java. So we are declaring variables. So that variables you declare, first you have to mention the data type and then variable name you mention. Okay, that was static, means we already know the data type having this much of memory. So we already fixed that fixed memory we are going to allocate. So that one is the procedure. So we have some syntax. According to that syntax, you declare an variable. But here in this programming language, so that type of restrictions is not there. If you just mention a variable name and you can assign any value to that variable. So here in Python, so this programming language will dynamically allocate memory. No need to mention any data type. Next we discuss that futures. While we go to the futures part, and then next if you go to that if we go to the concepts, there you can know what's the difference, how that Python is flexible than that of the previous programming language what you studied. Okay, so and then this Python is also a object oriented programming language. So just like your Java. So object oriented programming language means, so without creating an object we can't execute anything. So and then object oriented in the sense that programming language will support four main features. Which are the four main features that programming language will need to support? So that four main features are, first one is encapsulation, inheritance, polymorphism, and abstraction. So in programming language, the programming language will support these four features in encapsulation, inheritance, polymorphism, and abstraction. That programming language we called as object-oriented programming language. So by creating an object, we can perform all these four types of operations. So without an object and class, we can't run the or we can't execute the code of that programming language. So here your Python is also a object oriented programming language, just like your Java. Okay, so but here compared to the Java, we have rich library files for network connections, and as well as for object-oriented concepts. And then your C and C++ are procedure-oriented programming language. So there we are writing the program step-by-step procedure. We are following the step-by-step procedure. According to that step-by-step procedure only, your programming will get executed. So that one is not object oriented, your C, but your C++ is partially object oriented and as well as procedure oriented programming language. But Python is object oriented programming language, and as well as this one is also a procedure. This one will support a procedure oriented programming language. Also, you can write your program in Python in C, inside C, and as well as C++ programming language, and then you can compile this programming language inside your C and C++ softwares. Okay, and then the next feature is the next feature or next comparison. If you, why we need to learn Python is the main important thing is, so this Python will support graphical user interface, will support to design graphical user interface. So previously, for creating graphical user interface, first of all we have to know what is that graphical user interface. So that graphical user interface in the sense, so if you want to open any, or if you want to browse anything in from your computer, okay, computer, first what you do, first you go to browser and open any of the two, type something which are which things you want to search, that thing you have to type, and then you get one interface for means that user wants to interact with the computer. For that we create a graphics. So that graphical interface design, for that we depends on scripting languages in other programming languages. So there we are using as an we are attaching that scripting languages by using different tools, external tools. We depend on third party external tools. So by using that third party external tools, we are creating graphical user interface in your Java. But here in Python, so uh, it supports rich library. It provides rich library files to design graphical user interface. So here in Python, we can develop a code, okay, developing a backend code, and as well as you can also having libraries to design graphical user interface. So that one is the main difference. So that's why we mainly prefer this Python. Okay, so now you can heard in so many now that in IT field, okay, if you go to IT field, so if you ask any developers now which are the trending programming languages, so they are directly tell, so Python and as well as Java. So now these two are the leading programming languages using in IT field. Why this Python using in IT field more, in the sense in the field of machine learning? So in the field of machine learning, so mainly they are using Python programming language. Why? Because it have the rich library files for supporting machine learning concept designs. Like if you want to draw the graphs, machine learning, so that one is also a data science. So data science, we are collecting the data, and analyze the data. Okay, whatever we call that artificial intelligence. So that artificial intelligence is also machine learning concept. That machine learning comes under your artificial intelligence. So there we collect the data, and then that the data what you are extracted, that data you are going to analyze means characterize. For example, you already installed so many apps like beauty apps are age prediction apps. In that age prediction app, after 60 year how you look, that you can predict. So that one is also a machine learning concept. And then your artificial intelligence mainly in e-commerce means in e-commerce websites, if you search something means if you want to buy something, some mobile in one, if you search it in one app, that same thing will be if you search that mobile only. So based on your searching or your what you are thinking, which type of product you want, based on that it will suggest the products, right? So now you all feel and you all use that things in your mobiles. So that one is artificial intelligence. So those concepts for prediction, concepts for drawing graphs, all those things, it will provide, this Python will provide inbuilt libraries. Okay, you can just feed the input. So this Python having its own inbuilt library files. By using that library, inbuilt library files, it can generate the outputs. Okay, outputs in the form of graphics or in the form of charts. Okay, whatever you want. Okay, those are all the features are present in Python. So that's why now in machine learning or artificial intelligence fields, mainly we are using Python. And then this one is very flexible language. Okay, you can easily code. Okay, you can easily code because compared to your previous programming language what you learned, so that type of restrictions are not there in this Python. So that's why we are using Python now. So this one is the very important programming language for your future. Okay, and then for your next, after if you passed out, next while you go start searching jobs, so there this Python is very important in your interviews also. They definitely ask about Python. That's why be serious and then watch all the videos, and then you have to follow that what we are telling. Okay, and then next in next semester, in seventh semester, you get machine learning uh, theory subject and as well as lab. In that lab also you are using this Python programming language for your coding. Okay, so that's why this Python is very important for your academic and then for your next job purpose. Okay, so seriously listen the concepts what we are what I explained. Okay, and then better you keep on separate notes. Okay, and then make notes regarding that important concepts. Okay, so next we start uh, discussing about what is this Python. Okay, so first we have to see what is Python. So I already told the some of the features regarding Python. So now uh, Python is a dynamic, high level, free, open source, and interpreted programming language. So I already told. So this one is dynamic. So dynamic means, so if you just declare an variable and then you assign value. For example, if you declare x is equal to 10, no need to mention any data type. It dynamically allocate memory for that 10 value. Okay, what you are going to store. Okay, so no need to mention any data type. Itself it will decide that which type of data you are trying to store. 10 is what? Integer. So it will allocate how much memory that a 10 integer is needed dynamically. That's why we call this Python is a dynamic language. And then high level means, so you can write this programming language in your understanding purpose. Means you are not following any sort of restrictions like you already studied microprocessor. In microprocessor you are directly write code to your system memory. Okay, system memory, how you return code in microprocessor. In microprocessor we are using commands. Through that commands we directly write code to your program. Means load, you are using load L1, move L1, and then jump. These are all the commands you are using. Okay, so by using that commands you are writing code. So that one is hardware coding part. Actually we call this, that one is hardware coding. So directly for hardware we are writing the codes. For that we have to remember the commands. So if you miss some commands it will not getting work. But here not like that. We are following some structure. According to the structure we are that structure can easily understand by any programmer. So you no need to think about system architecture. Okay, you have to write that code according to that programming structure. That's it. So that one is very easy. So that's why we call this one as high level. We are not writing code for low level, we are writing code for high level. Okay, and then free and open source. Free and open source means, so this program, that's why main I told in IT field uh, the Java and as well as Python more they are using, because both are free and open source. Free means, so you need not pay or you need not get any permission, or you need not take any subscription for using these applications. So these are all easily available in web. Okay, in your web in your go through. You can directly go to your browser, can easily freely download from their respective websites. So and then this one is free and open source. So open source can freely available, you can easily download. And then the interpreted programming language. So interpreted programming language is nothing but, so what you studied, that previous programming languages, so that C, C++, and Java, that programming languages are compilation languages. So that programming language, why we called compilation? Compilation means, so after you write a code, it may be C and as or a Java. Okay, after you write code, entire code, after that only you press run, right? Run or execute something. Okay, you start executing program. So we already know your computer will understand only zeros and one byte. Okay, by bits and bytes, you know, right, that basics of bits and bytes. So your computer will understand only zeros and one. That zero or one we call as byte. Okay, bit. Okay, one bit. Okay, 8 bits combined together, we created byte code. Okay, so whatever the code you written, that code we called as high level language code. Okay, it may be C, C++, or Java, or Python. So that one is high level language. That high level language code will not understand by your computer. So your computer will understand only zeros and ones. Now we need to convert that high level code into zeros and ones. That is byte code. For converting that one, we use a compiler. Okay, compiler. So compiler software that converts high level language into your low level computer understandable language. So that compiler, what that compiler will do in the sense, so it will take entire code, it will convert entire code at a time. Okay, it will not convert line by line. So it will convert entire code after you press run or execute button. Okay, then only it will compile entire code at a time. But interpreter not like that. So interpreter convert line by line, line by line. After you write, after you type one line, so after you uh, jumps to the new line, so that previous line what you have typed, that will be converted automatically. That one is interpreter. Line by line conversion of high level language into low level language is interpreter. Okay, compiler converts entire code at a time, but interpreter converts line by line execution. So your Python is interpreter programming language. So most of scripting languages, most of the languages, languages are supporting scripting. Okay, those languages are interpreted programming languages only. So next time, if you come to next time, there also we are using web application development. There also we are using JavaScript programming. That one is also interpreted. Interpreted means line by line execution. After you enter, press enter, jumps to new line, that previous line will get compiled, will get converted, not compiled, it get converted into low level language. That's why we call this one as interpreter, the programming language. Are you understand? Interpreter means line by line conversion. Compilation means convert entire code at a time. Okay, so next, it supports object oriented programming as well as procedure oriented programming language. I already told your Python will supports both object-oriented programming language and as well as scripting. Scripting. Next we discussed. Okay, so here that example I already told dynamic. Why dynamic? In Python, we don't need to declare the type of variable because it's dynamically typed language. So you no need to declare any data type. Data type. How much memory you need to allocate? Why? Because this one is not static. Your C, C++, and Java are static. Okay, but this one is not static, dynamically typed. Okay, if you just for example see here this example, if you want to declare any variable, just you mention x is equal to 10. So 10 is what here? 10 is a integer type. So your system will automatically allocate integer, how much memory this integer variable needed, that much memory will be allocated. Okay, I hope you all understand why we call this one as dynamically typed language. No need to mention any data type. Instead of x is equal to 10, if you mention instead of x is equal to a is what? String. Okay, or if you mentioned a x is equal to RCB, so or x is equal to CIT. Okay, so that for that CIT string, how much variable you want, how much memory will that value needs to store, that much memory will get allocated. Okay, here X can be anything such as string or int, etc. Okay, anything, what value was it, that, and then no need to mention semicolon. Why? Because this one is interpreted line by line execution. Why in C, C++, and Java we mention semicolon in the sense, so their entire code will compile at a time. Okay, so for that reason we need to separate the lines. Okay, we need to tell our computer to this one is the separate, this one is the this line, this belongs to this line. Okay, that line ending, for ending that line, for representing that particular line ending, we are using semicolon. Semicolon mainly used to end of line. Okay, so here this one is interpreted, that's why no need to mention that semicolon. If you not mention semicolon also, it will get executed. Okay. Okay, next, Python. Python is programming language as well as scripting language. I already told this one is programming and as well as scripting. Scripting means here why that scripting languages we are using for designing graphical user interface. So mainly we are using HTML, okay, HTML, JavaScript. Okay, these are all scripting languages that you studied in next semesters. Okay, but your Python will support both programming and as well as scripting. So now we see the difference between the programming language and as well as the scripting language. So programming, a program is executed, that is the source is first compiled and the result of that compilation is executed. So we already know in your C, C++, in that first your program source file what you written, okay, that code will get executed and then you get a result. Okay, first compile and then run. But scripting is interpreted, I already told scripting is interpreted. A script code is written in a scripting language. A scripting language is nothing but a type of programming language in which we can write code to control another software application. So here in scripting languages mainly we write code to control the another software applications, means we are designing a front end design, front end design, and also we can monitor the software applications, any software application code. It may be database code or it may be some other different types of code that works in backend that can be controlled through these scripting languages. But in programming languages, a program is generally is a sequence of instructions written so that computer can perform certain tasks. So mainly that program, in programming language we write program to perform some particular task. We already know program is nothing but a set of instructions to for solving a particular problem, right, or particular to perform a particular task. Okay, so that task result, or for that task whatever, if you want to give some inputs and then if you want to get some result, how that result will displace, how that inputs are collected, so that will be maintained by your scripting languages. Inputs and for giving inputs and then for getting outputs, so we need a one interface. In your C programming also you get some black screen, right? So that one is your graphical user in console input output is there, right? So that one is just like that, that one is just a black output screen. But if you want to design that output screen in graphics by providing some graphics, we are using scripting languages. That's why, so the scripting languages are used to control the another software application. That's why they mentioned like that. Okay, anyway, now I hope you understand the difference between program and scripting. So next we discussed Python features. So this, your Python will contain all these features. All these features I briefly explained now. Already I explained now you. Okay, so first one is easy to code. Okay, easy to code. Okay, you can just this, the Python program is simple. Okay, if you know the commands in the sense inbuilt functions, okay, which are all the inbuilt functions are there, so that inbuilt function if you know, okay, then you can easily code, no need to worry. And then here you don't have restrictions. Free and open source, object oriented programming language, graphic GUI, graphical user interface programming language. Okay, I already told it supports both object oriented and graphical user interface. High level language, extensible feature. Python is portable language. Okay, next I explain one by one. Python is integrated language, interpreted language, large standard, like contains large standard library, and then dynamically typed language. So next we discussed one by one why we call that easy to code. So Python is a high-level programming language. I already told high-level programming language. We can write it in human understandable language. Python is very easy to learn the languages as compared to other languages like C, C++, JavaScript, Java, etc. It is very easy to code in Python language, and anybody can learn Python basics in few hours or a days. It is also developer friendly language. So why we call that easy to code, in the sense you can easily learn this Python programming language. So here we compared to that Java, if you compare to that Java, so here if you want to write a program, if you want to write a program to add or subtract, for example, just I give simple example. So in Java, for example, we have to write 5 to 6 lines of codes, but here in Python you can write 2 to 3 lines of code, you can easily get the output. Okay, this is very simple compared to previous programming languages. You can easily learn, and anybody can learn. Okay, there is no restrictions. Anybody having the basics, know the basics of programming, then he can easily learn. And it's also a developer friendly language. Why the developer friendly language? Why they are calling, in the sense, so it have related standard libraries. Okay, if the developer wants to develop something new, okay, for that it having that library he can utilize. But in previous programming language, it depends on third parties. Okay, that third parties resources, so they need to download the jar files in Java. Okay, and then you attach that jar file to your code and then execute. Third party dependency. Okay, but here not like that. They are available in your Python source files libraries. Okay, and then free and open source. Python language is freely available. Already told, since it is open source, it means that source code is also available to the public, so you can download it and then you can use. Okay, and then next in next video sessions I will explain how to download and install the software and how to use the Python. So you have to, if you want to download Python, okay, better you download Anaconda software. Okay, in that Anaconda software, Jupyter uh, software is there. In that Jupyter, Jupyter is a IDE to run Python programs. So you can run Jupyter Spider. Sorry, Spider is there. Spider, by using that Spider, you can execute. So the next in next videos I will show you how to download, install and use. When we go to that concepts, first module, if I start first module, okay, so next we'll explain how to download and how to execute the programs. Okay, so I hope you all having laptops. Okay, so you in your laptops you install that software. Okay, and then you start executing once we started our concepts. Okay, first module. Okay, next one is object oriented language. I already told, object oriented means one of the key features of Python is object oriented program. Python supports object oriented language and concepts of classes, objects and encapsulation. I already told. So without an object, we can't say that object oriented programming language. Without an object, if the program will not get executed, that one is object oriented programming language. Through object only, if that programming language will get executed, that programming language we called as object oriented programming language, and it supports encapsulation, abstraction, inheritance and polymorphism. GUI programming support. Next feature is GUI Pro. Okay, graphical user interface. For supporting graphical user interface, okay, so the Python will provide some of the features. Okay, so such as by using this PyQt5, PyQt4, WX Python, these are all the platforms, IDEs for developing graphical user interface in Python. Okay, and then high level language. Python is high level language. When we write a program in Python, we do not need to remember the system architecture. System architecture I already told in microprocessor, that example. Okay, so that one is hardware dependent language. No need to write a commands to send the information. No need to know the system architecture, or no need to manage the memory. Okay, your software itself, the programming language itself manage the memory and all. No need to mention. You just write a code and get start execute. Extensible future. Okay, this one is so important. Extensible future. Why we called extensible future, in the sense we can write some Python code in C and C++ also. Okay, you can write your Python, some part of code in C and C++, and then you can compile in that C and C++ software itself, compiler itself. Compiler C and C++ software compiler in that compiler, inside that compiler only you can execute this Python program. You can also execute this Python program. That's why we call this Python is an extensible language. Extensible. You can write some part of Python code in C and C++, and then you can compile by using C and C++ compiler. That's why we call extensible feature. And then portable language. So portable language, or also you can call this one as platform independent. Java is also a platform independent, right? Why we call platform independent? We can write that code in any operating system and then execute that code in other operating system. You can write the code in one operating system. For example, you write the program in C, Windows operating system. That same code you can execute in Mac or Linux and then Ubuntu operating system. Okay, so that's why we call this Python as a portable language. So Python language is also a portable language. For example, if you have Python code for Windows, and if you want to run this code on other platforms such as Linux, Unix, and Mac, then we do not need to change it. We can run this code in any platform. Okay, you can also call this portable language or platform independent. Python is integrated language. Okay, integrated language. So that's why integrated means you can easily integrate this language in other programming language like C and C++. So inside that C and C++ also you can integrate. I already told. So here extensible features. Okay, so same, that one is integrated. Extensible feature means you can write the part of code in C and C++ and then you can compile it using C and C++ software. That one is also called as integrated language. Next one is interpreted. Interpreted means, so by using interpreter line by line execution. Okay, it will be by line. So but your C, C++, Java are compilation. Here compiled programming languages, this one is interpreted programming language. Python is interpreted language because Python code is executed line by line at a time. Like other programming languages, C, C++, Java, there is no need of compile Python code. This make it easy to debug our code. The source code of Python is converted into immediate form called bytecode. Okay, line by line execution. Once you start jumps to new line, so that previous line will get converted into bytecode. I already explained. Large standard library. Okay, Python is a large standard library which provides rich set of modules and functions. So you do not have to write your own code for every single thing. There are many libraries present in Python. For such a regular expression, unit testing, web browser, etc. So this regular expression, unit testing, and web browsers we discussed in your syllabus. Okay, it have rich library files. Okay, for machine learning, and then web browser for regular expression and all those things. So that we discussed in next concepts. Okay, and then dynamically typed. Okay, Python is dynamically typed language. That means that, for example, int double float long for a variable is decided to run runtime not in advanced, because for this feature we don't need to specify the type of variable. Okay, here for declaring variable we need to mention data type. Okay, it will execute dynamically. Okay, dynamically in the sense, so during the runtime, so that memory will get allocated based on that what value you want to store. That's why dynamically type. You don't need to declare any variable. Okay, so next we see the syllabus. So what syllabus you having for this semester? Which are all the concept you have in this semester? Okay, so we already know the subject name is application development using Python. Source code subject code is 18 CS55. So you have to write IA for 40 marks and exam for 60 marks. Okay, totally. Okay, so in first module, we discussed about the basics of Python. So basics of the Python means, so how to write an expression, Okay, and then how to what are the different types of variables available, data types variables available. Okay, and then next flow control. So flow control means here looping statements, and then we discussed about branching statements, if else switch, and then looping statements, and as well as operators. Okay, different types of operators, so that we discussed in our flow control. And then we discussed about the functions. Okay, how to write a functions. Okay, so compared to your previous programming language, here they provide some easy steps to write a program, and then they provide some keywords. By using that keywords, you can easily write the program. Okay, that basics we discussed in first module. And then in second module we discussed about the new updation, what are all the new features available in Python. So here they introduced the new data type called list dictionary for storing the data. So that this list and dictionary data types we discussed in second module. Okay, and then how to manipulate the string manipulation concept we discussed in second module. And then in third module, the new concept, pattern matching in regular expression. Pattern matching is nothing but if you want to, I hope you all fill some of the online application. In that online application, first they mentioned your name should be start with capital letter, and then it contains 8 characters. In that 8 characters, your it contains uppercase, lowercase, special symbols, and as well as numerics. So that restrictions they made. So that restrictions, whatever you enter, that you need to check. That one is the expression. Okay, that expression for expression, and then for checking that one, whatever the data you enter is correct. For that, we are using the concept of pattern matching. Okay, so that pattern matching concept we discussed in third module. And then reading and writing files, how to read the file, and then how to write a file. Means you can create your own files. Okay, and then if you want to read the some existing files, for that how to use. Okay, and then how to organize that files we discussed in third module. And in fourth module, okay, and in fourth module we discussed about object oriented concepts, classes, objects. Okay, and then methods. Okay, and then next inheritance concept, polymorphism, encapsulation. Okay, abstraction concept we discussed in fourth module. And then in fifth module, mainly we discussed about the web scraping, and as well as how that Python we can also use Python in Excel sheets. We can work Python code, means what are the output you are getting, that one will be directly dumped into the Excel sheets. Okay, so that working with Excel sheets, and then working with out PDF, you can convert it into PDF, and then you can convert it into Word files. Okay, and then JSON data. How you are going to work with this Excel sheet, PDF, and Word documents. Okay, we have plenty of libraries. How to interact with those things, all those things we discussed in fifth module. And then in your syllabus, for your for you, they provided 2 textbooks, so they are freely available. I already downloaded these textbooks, and then I uploaded in our Google Classroom. Go through that Google Classroom, and then you download that textbooks and take a Xerox. Okay, instead of buying, you can get a soft copy. Okay, which are all the chapters you have in your syllabus, so that you take a printouts. Okay, you need to refer to textbooks. So in first textbook, automata the boring stuff with Python. So here in this textbook you have first, second, third, and fifth module concepts. Okay, fourth module, for fourth module you have to read think Python, how to think like a computer scientist. Okay, this one is present in second textbook. That second textbook is your think Python textbook. In this you have fourth module concepts. Okay, so in next video we start discussing about the concept. Okay, we start with our first module. Okay, hope you all understand what I explained now. Okay, if you get any doubts, okay, if you get any doubt, please ping me a message or text me a message, or you can call me also, and then you clear your doubts. Okay, thank you.